The design of all schools have changed dramatically over the years, as now the design is for UDL and allow all students access to learn in a proper location with all various forms of technology, and the design on the inside and outside have become very critical to all for success. Having adequate green space around a school can be very important too, as this gives a chance for students to learn about nature and all their ecosystems around you and various other courses instead of just sitting in a class all day and being cramped up listening to a lecture. Having basketball courts, tennis courts, and other various large areas for students to gather and play can be very important so they learn outdoor life and how to play with each other, as well as play structures at the elementary level are also great tools and resources for students to go outside and play rather than learning always inside. For all students who have a wheelchair or a disability, they require a ramp to access the building if they're already not on ground floor level, and this is important so they can be included in all levels of education. Having digital billboards inside and outside the school can be a great way for students who don't always hear the messages to stop and read the messages. Laptops and computers and all other forms of technology have taken over the world today and now are being included more and more in schools compared to the old days when books were being used, as students now have the access to look at anything and any online they need for any school's assignment. Schools having Wi-Fi is very important, as without Wi-Fi, students cannot easily access the internet with all the devices that a school now have, from computers, laptops, iPads, as Wi-Fi has now become the norm everywhere in the world. And finally, in classrooms, devices like smart boards and laptops and iPads are a quick way for students to be interactive with all the technology they already have with the lecture plan, as well as they can get up and draw stuff on the board and draw out answers and write out answers and doing various other fun applications that in a classroom can be applied.
I would like to talk a little bit more about the school building, how we can design the school building to make it more universal for learners. If I'm thinking about bathrooms, I would think there should be one gender neutral bathroom in the school. Also, I would suggest on each floor to have a handicapped bathroom so people with a wheelchair would have easy access to the bathroom and in the bathroom itself. Also, what goes along with this is that we should have elevators in school and we should have ramps. I'm also thinking about wider hallways, wider doors, a wide stairwell, so students are not so much crowded and it's just an easy traffic flow, especially between classes, going from one classroom to the other. I believe that digital billboards would be a great idea to have in a school building. These billboards could play the daily announcements or other important messages that students should know about. These could also be displayed in different languages, maybe in French and English, or if there are many Hispanic students, maybe in Spanish or other languages. The school should be supplied with a large quantity of iPads or laptop cards that teachers could rent out to do activities using these technologies. It would be nice to have an open concept school office that is bigger than the usual offices so it's not as crowded in there. Also, a large library with lots of quiet workspaces. It is important that everything is labeled clearly and also in big letters. So that would include things like a classroom sign or the name of the teacher on the door or any other sign so that it is easy to read for people that have reading disabilities.
With science being our major teachables, we have focused on a classroom laboratory setup, having a perimeter of lab benches around the outside of the room with several lower benches on one end for those unable to reach or use regular height lab benches for ease of doing experiments. Having enough space in the class would be key to allow for unobstructed movement for all students. Having tables in the middle would allow for free movement of groups and rows to customize the need for any situation. Having an easily accessible eye wash station and safety shower pull handles would be very important for those unable to use the regular systems for safety. Having several large windows to view the outside would be ideal, and having a mural type of painting of a periodic table for aesthetic and practical values would liven up the classroom. As well, for the teacher to have some form of projector or screen with an optional side desk for doing demonstrations to the class. Having the ability to hook up a camera to display any such demos to the class on the screen would be ideal for those unable to see the demonstration directly.